love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. Let's look at how, yes, it would have been great to put 10 grand in Amazon, and now today it's worth about almost $5 million. But let's think about the dynamics of what's happened during that run. How much stomach would you have to have had in order to totally hang on to Amazon over that period of time? Well, let's go back and look at some of the drops. So these are drops that will test your faith as an investor. There was a 62% drop in 1999. So if you had $1 million worth of Amazon, it went down by $620,000. Tough to stomach. In the year 2000, there was another drop, this time 83%. Again, $1 million would have dropped by $830,000. Wow, that hurts. In 2008, there was a 64% drop. There's a 30% drop, 30 and 31% drop in 2010 and 2011. Even last year, which was a really good market for the broader market, there's a 32% drop somewhere in there. Incredible volatility to be in a stock that has effectively changed our economy. It's if you get to point to one company, you could easily argue that Amazon's had more impact on our economy than any single individual store, probably since Walmart. Probably since the big box revolution of Walmart and really in Home Depot, Amazon has changed the marketplace more than any other company that I could really argue over the last 20 years. Think about that. Let's look at the comparison between those two companies. So Amazon market cap versus Walmart market cap. The market cap, remember, is just the price of the stock times how many shares are outstanding. It's the total economic value in the marketplace of a company. Total market capitalization. 1997, Walmart was worth about $80 billion of market cap when Amazon was basically just getting started. This is 20 years ago. Today, Walmart, 2017, Walmart worth about $230 billion. So it's grown pretty considerably, $230 billion. And they have about 2.3 million employees. Amazon's now worth about $450 billion. That's with a B. It's close to a half of a T word, the trillion. $450 billion. And they have about or only 350,000 employees. Think about that. Think about the number of people to market cap, and let's look at that as a comparison. Well, let's look at a measure that is called market cap per employee, which I think is fascinating. Look at the top 20 companies. These are companies that have the highest value, market capitalization value per employee. And let's compare that to the bottom 20 companies that have the lowest market cap per employees or per employee. So we're looking at the top 20 companies by market cap employee. That list, if you were to isolate the top 20 of those companies, so they have the highest market cap per employee, that's grown at 99%. Total return over the last 3 years. It's grown 260% over the past 5 years. The companies that meet that criteria. The bottom 20 of these companies, this is, again, we're measuring the ratio of market cap to the number of employees. Bottom 20 in the marketplace, and I'm going to give you some of these names in a minute, 7% over 3 years versus 99%. And only 74% rate of return over 5 years versus 260% for the companies that look the best or have the highest market cap per employee. So who's in this camp here in this study? Well, let's go to companies that have the highest cap per employee or market value per employee. Cabot Oil and Gas is actually the number one company in this. They have only about 420 employees, so it's tiny from an employee's perspective, but they have an $11 billion market cap. So that's about $27 million per employee. Facebook is on the list, $25 million per employee. Visa is on the list, $19 million per employee. Gilead Sciences, $9.5 million per employee. So it's a pretty interesting list. It's not just tech companies. Interesting that the number one company here is an oil and gas company, followed by Facebook, which is a tech company, EOG, which is another energy company, Visa, Reynolds American, Altria, Netflix, Monster Beverage on the list, Vertex Pharmaceuticals, Celgene, MasterCard, and so forth. On the bottom of that list, let's look at the bottom group for a second. The worst ratio is actually Macy's, which is very interesting as we talk through this comparison to Amazon. Macy's has 148,000 employees with an average market cap per employee of about $48,000. So it's a $7 billion company with 148,000 employees, average market cap per employee only about 50 grand. Again, remember, let's go back to the Cabot Oil and Gas, $27 million per employee versus $50,000 per employee. So very stark difference between these labor-intensive, heavy employee-oriented companies. Darden, the restaurant group, on the list, only $62,000 per employee. Walmart, as a direct comparison, $110,000 per employee. Advance Auto Parts, $144,000 per employee, versus this list of companies, and Amazon's not actually in the top 20, but companies like Facebook, EOG, Visa, Reynolds American, Netflix, pretty interesting group of companies relative to the market cap. So market cap per employee. Heavy labor-intense businesses have been an enormous underperformer over the last 1, 3, 5 year basis. Companies that have done more technically with less, those are companies that we've seen skyrocket over time, at least in the last 5 years. Interesting commentary on the dynamics and the shift of how our economy works here in the 21st century. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.